My father came to England in 1960s, and then they decided to move back. But then in 1989, my father decided to come back, and then he eventually called us over here as well. We had learned that if one group approaches you in bunches and saying, which team do you support? Okay, and you have to know whether they are Liverpool fans or they are Manchester United fans. Okay, because if you got it wrong, that would be trouble. There's been a shift in that the parents who grew up my age, the third generation, they realize that no, the kids can talk back to us and we can explain things to them, and we need to learn ourselves in order to explain to them.
We both enjoyed living in Manchester, so we both decided that's where we wanted to make our first home together. And I ended up getting my first teaching job in Moss Side in Manchester at a school called Claremont Junior School. And I was thrilled to get that job, and I was there for 9 years. And I learned a great deal, because the first time I came to Manchester in 1985, it was the first experience I had of people from other cultures and other backgrounds and heritages. Because Sunderland in the 1980s was very much a monoculture.
Before I leave to UK, I was a teacher in Damascus University and researcher in same time. I teach and I do researcher and do experiments about agriculture, because my background, my master and my PhD focused on a field of agriculture, soil and water sciences. When I have been here in UK, I feel very comfortable because I am in safe side. No war, no bomb, no worry, no scare. This is the most important.
I think the people, the lakes, the mountains. I remember my homeland in Brazil. My homeland in Brazil, people are very friendly, and in Tenerife, I think people it's super friendly as well, because I was immigrant twice in my life, and I always can compare here in England, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia. Here we have the rain nearly every day. In Brazil we have sunshine every day. In Saudi Arabia we have the storm, not every day, but sometimes of the year.
I met my husband in London. He's from Canada and he's a French-speaking Canadian. And his job, once we got married, took us to Paris. So we lived in Paris for 6 years. We came back to the UK, and then I was offered this role in 2020 in Switzerland. I think resilience is the thing that you have to, if things don't work the way you expect them to, that you have to try and negotiate your way around or think of something different to do. And you spend a lot of time on your own, and you have to like your own company. And it's not always easy, when you've got your family and your friends around, you have a network, and rebuilding your network is difficult.
I was born in India in a place called Kolkata. I lived in one small house in a flat with my mum and dad, my grandmother, and my 4 uncles. I came with my husband, following him really. He came here and I came with him. But my mum came to England when she was a teenager. So I am an Indian dancer, and I live in Liverpool. I got an award for doing a little bit of whatever I have done, and this is what I got.
lived in New York for a little while, working with an American company, helping them to break into the medical market. They had an instrument with massive potential and is still used today. And then from there, I came back to the UK, started a company, small company, ended up in Wales. I retired from that in late 1999. And then thereafter, I've been working with 3 different universities. And I did that until I retired. And when I retired, I said goodbye to the UK, and I'm now speaking to you from my home in France.
My name is Nina and I am from Iran. And I couldn't understand why some of the things are not allowed to do as a girl. But at the same time, I had my family around me that they loved me, and I had my friends. I could speak my own language. But at the end of the day, I needed to make a decision for my own safety and freedom as an individual. So it was bittersweet. But at the end, before I moved here, it was getting more and more difficult.
And I don't know if any of you watch EastEnders, but we were sat watching the omnibus on a Sunday and it was pouring down with rain, and we got very fed up and decided there might be something else out there for us. So me and my partner went to visit some friends of ours who'd emigrated to Australia. Had a bit of a look round, absolutely loved it, but I decided I couldn't leave my mum. And then a few years later, I met a lady one day, and she told me about a son who lived in West Auckland. And it set me thinking again. I am definitely a never say never person. I'd possibly be looking in the next few years anyway to move to the South Island of New Zealand, but I'd never rule out moving overseas again. No, I love it. I think it's great. You get to see more things, do more things, but it's very hard leaving family.
We took all our clothes, the man took our cat, and we tried to move to my mom location, to Zhytomyr region, and we need to cross very dangerous area near Hostomel airport. But my husband tried to cross this way to Zhytomyr region, and we were on only 130 kilometers. We were in way more than 8 hours. It's very important for me because very difficult way from Ukraine to United Kingdom with 2 children, with 2 bags, with 2 backpacks. It's really very difficult. And when a man helped me, I think, oh my goodness, thank you. You have a big head,